Hi, this is Nick on the 7th of August. This week's theme of daily broadcasts is going to be why I love this. I don't know if you get it the right way around or whether it distorts it, but it's called A Course in Miracles. It's my kind of spiritual path. And I mention it a lot, and a lot of people have said, well, you know, what is it, and what does it stand for, and what does it teach? So I thought I'd share some of the ideas of it this week, but as much as anything, why do I love it? Because I've been involved in the area of personal spiritual growth for over 3 decades now, and I was a real seeker. And I know that when I came across A Course in Miracles many years ago, a kind of voice inside me said, you know, you found what you're looking for. This is it. This is what you've wanted, and now you can just go deeper and deeper into understanding it. So I stopped kind of becoming so much of a seeker when I discovered A Course in Miracles and just wanted to dive more deeply into it. So just to kind of share a couple of things I find kind of humorous about it. I think it's one of the best-selling spiritual books on the planet, but at the same time I would guess it's one of the least read spiritual books on the planet, because it's not an easy read. You know, I've been studying it for 25 years now, I think, and I'm not sure that I really understand aspects of it. I think I understand the core messages now, but I often joke and call it English in a foreign language. It's like I recognise the words, but I don't really understand what they mean in their order and what the words are actually saying to me. But I still love it. Another thing about it is, well, what is it? You know, how do you describe it? I think I heard Marianne Williamson talk about it as a book of spiritual psychotherapy, which is enough to put the fear of God into most people. My friend Robert Holden calls it a love letter from God. The way I tend to see it is that, and it's a book about how do we undo the fear in our minds and return to the love that's in our minds. I think if I was to encapsulate it, that's how I would describe it. It's a kind of mind training program, if you like, but I think that sounds too clinical to me. But it's about how do we undo fear and return to love. So that is the purpose of it, and we do that in our own minds. And the way the Course teaches us to do that is through a process it calls forgiveness, which is very different from the traditional idea of forgiveness. In the Course in Miracles idea, forgiveness is very much about returning to love. It's about letting go of grievances. It's about letting go of fear, letting go of guilt, and returning to the essence of who we already are and have been all the time. So it's about, if you like, coming home to ourselves. So I'll just give you one of the kind of core messages today that I love about the Course in Miracles, and then I'll share, you know, for the rest of the week other things that I love about it. I think the core idea, if somebody were to say to me, what is it that I love? What is it that really gets me about A Course in Miracles? It's simply this, that it's unequivocal in telling us who we are. It's unequivocal in our sense of identity. And it's also, I think, quite unequivocal about why we're here. So that can seem quite challenging, because a lot of people go, oh, you know, something that says it's the truth, you know. I'm not sure it's trying to preach to us. It's just kind of reminding us. I think of it as a remembering. The Course in Miracles teaches us to remember that who we are is, the language it uses is spirit, that we are a holy son of our Creator, that we are a grandeur of spirit, if you like. That's who we are, that's how we were created, and it's how we always will be. And what's happened is we have fallen into some kind of forgetting. We've fallen asleep. This whole universe is, in a way, us being asleep. We've forgotten who we really are, and we think we're kind of separate identities, with separate bodies, with separate personalities. So through this process of forgiveness, the Course teaches us about how to awaken to who we really are, and have been all along. It's like waking up from a nightmare, waking up from hell, if you like, and going, what just happened? And then going, oh, it was just a bad dream. So it's kind of challenging, because, you know, a lot of spiritual traditions talk about this world being an illusion and it being Maya. Of Course in Miracles talks about that in a slightly different language, but the same idea, that we're living within the illusion of being separate when really we're all part of one creation. But what I love about it is that means that as we wake up, we'll be happy, we'll be at peace, we'll be creative, we'll be inspired, we'll be loving, because that's who we already are and always have been, but we've kind of fallen asleep and forgotten that's who we are. So if I were to sum up, one of the things that I most love about it is in many different ways throughout the kind of 1300 pages, it keeps saying to each of us, you are a child of God. You are a child of the universe. You are amazing. You are created in grandeur. Nothing's really happened other than you've fallen asleep and you've forgotten that. So wake up and remember who you really are and how amazing you are. So it's an incredibly validating book in that respect. Although I don't even think of it as a book. I think of it as a thought system that is represented in a book. So the thought system of A Course in Miracles, and I'll talk more about this I think tomorrow, is that you're loving, you're incredible, you're amazing, you've never done anything wrong, you're a holy child of God, you've never been judged. I'll go more into that over the coming days. But that's it. That's who you are, it's who I am, it's who all of us are. And it's so different from the stories that most of us tell ourselves about who we are and what we're doing here. So I'll finish up today just with that. That's what the thing probably I love most about it is. It's unequivocal about who we are and how amazing we are and how precious we are and how loved we are and how loving we are, and essentially that we are loved too. That's what the Course in Miracles is reminding us of. And I like to use the word remind rather than teach, although it is teaching. We're only being taught because we've forgotten. It's not like we've never known this. We know this already. It's just remembering what we already know in a way. That's what the Course is telling us. It's like, you're asleep, wake up. Okay, I hope that's interesting. I will be back tomorrow with another idea about the Course in Miracles and why I love it so much and why it's my spiritual path. So I hope you enjoy this. God bless. Have a good day. Bye.